Hi everyone, so today I'm with Jamie Simpson from Harrogate Borough Council. Hi Jamie.
Hello.
We're in the new offices in Harrogate and today we're going to be discussing the rent bond scheme because a lot of my landlords say to me, well, what does it mean?
Yeah.
Are they suitable tenants? So for my landlords, what is the rent bond scheme?
So the scheme is run by Harrogate Borough Council and it comes out of the Homeless Prevention Fund, and it's there for people who don't have the first month's rent in advance and a cash bond to pay out, because it's quite a pricey thing when you add it all together with the admin fees and the referencing and the bond and the first month's rent in advance. And not a lot of people have that sort of money in place, so we offer it as a payout to get them into the private rented sector.
Yeah, so you've just helped me put a tenant into one of my landlord's properties, and she had the bond scheme through the council.
Yes.
And you paid her first month's rent for it, but we could still do references on the guarantor and things like that. So is it just purely for people on benefit?
No, not at all. So there's two criteria that people have to meet to be eligible for the scheme, and that is that they have to be at risk of homelessness. So say somebody's been served with a Section 21, and they also have to not have the money in their bank account to facilitate the move themselves. So if they don't have, say, savings if they have £1,000 plus, then maybe they wouldn't be eligible for the scheme. But if they don't have anything at that time, then we can look to helping them out.
So if they can't afford their own deposit as such.
Yeah.
But like with the one that we've just done, the deposit's gone into a deposit scheme and I've registered it and it stays on that scheme, doesn't it? So if there were rent arrears during the tenancy, can the rent arrears come off that deposit?
Yes, they can. And normally we used to just do a paper bond, and that meant that the rent arrears couldn't come off of that paper bond. But now we've changed it so we can pay out a cash deposit, and the landlord, registers it in that scheme, and then if anything is wrong at the end of the tenancy, if there's any rent arrears that have been left, then it can come out of the debt to clear that.
So it's no different really to them having their own deposit?
No, not at all.
So why should a landlord choose this scheme then?
So the scheme is great for landlords because we work very closely with the tenants. They come for an interview with us and we ask them a whole range of questions. We know their background history. So it's a lot more in-depth, and if a landlord wants to know any information, we can disclose that if they ask. It's great because if they don't have a letting agent, we can provide an inventory as well. If needs be. We can offer any housing advice throughout the tenancy and at the beginning of the tenancy. And we also work closely with the tenants on budgeting to check that the tenancy is actually affordable that they're going into. And we also have agencies that we work with. So if we feel a tenant might benefit, say, from credit union, then we can set them up with a bill paying account and we can put them on to other agencies like Stonham. So it's a lot more hand-holding process for the tenants, and it can be beneficial for the landlords because they have that help on hand if anything does go wrong. And it also, most of our tenants want a property for long term. So it saves on void periods. And they want it as a home for, longer than 6-12 months. So it's great for landlords in that.
Yeah, so I've had a great experience with it. The tenant, we asked for a guarantor, but she had a guarantor. I'll be doing the inspections, the checkouts, and the deposit's there as a normal deposit. You've helped her find somewhere to live when she might not possibly have been able to. Brilliant. Thank you very much for sharing that information with us, Jamie, and thank you for your time.
No worries, thank you.